Hey guys, so we're going to do a speed test spec overview between OnePlus 3 and the Sony Xperia X Performance. So like all my other speed tests, going to start out by powering both these on at the same time. So you see one of the differences here on the X Performance that the fingerprint scanner is located on the power button. And then on OnePlus 3, fingerprint scanner is right here on the home button. Also at the bottom you have USB Type-C on the OnePlus 3 versus micro USB on the X Performance. Wow, yeah, so OnePlus 3 is already up. Both these are on the latest version of Marshmallow. Alright, and X Performance up as well. Let's just have a look at some of the other differences. So, already showed you that on the side here, you have the power button, doubles the fingerprint scanner on the X Performance. And then you have camera button right here on the X Performance, not found on OnePlus 3. Volume marker here on the X Performance. On OnePlus 3, the volume marker's here. And then again at the bottom, USB Type-C versus micro USB. Also on OnePlus 3 you have speaker right here, headphone jack here. On the X Performance you have dual front facing speakers, definitely better quality. And then right here you have a headphone jack. Also you have a slot here for micro SD, which you do not have on OnePlus 3. But on OnePlus 3 you do have this notifications. Show you that real quick. So the switch here, you can either do silent, prior notifications, or all notifications. So a cool feature there, not found on many Android phones. And then let's just have a look at the back. So these are both metal builds. The X Performance does have plastic on the sides, but overall mostly metal. See here on the back, all metal. And the X Performance does have this brushed aluminum look. So personally, I really do like the design of both these phones. Alright, so let's get started with some of the tests. I will be covering more of the specs throughout the video. Alright, sorry about that guys, just realized that I took the fingerprint off the X Performance. So just add them back on real quick because it will be part of the test later. And let me just make sure everything's closed out on both the phones. Alright, so now everything's closed out. Another thing that you notice is that the buttons right here on the OnePlus 3 are located here. So hard to see, but you do have the app screen button and the back button right here. And then this actually isn't a button, but it does give you some feedback when you press it. And then on the X Performance, so you have the buttons right here, actually on the screen. Now personally I do prefer them right here, but not a big deal. So let's start off with Temple Run 2. Now the screen size on the OnePlus 3 is 5.5 inches 1080p versus 5.0 1080p. Alright, this looks like it's going to be pretty close. Wow. I'm not sure. You guys let me know in the comments which one you think won, but I think it's very close. Alright, we'll do Chrome in a minute. Let's do CNN. Alright, that was kind of hard to tell because we got a notification on the OnePlus 3. I'll just try one more time. It's annoying. Alright, sorry about that guys. One more time. Wow, so again, really close. Settings. Again, really close. So far, this is the closest speed test I've done, I think. Only done a few apps, but, iFunny. Wow, really, all this is neck and neck. YouTube. Oops. YouTube. Alright, so a little faster there on OnePlus 3. Calculator. Really close. Clock. Same thing. Let's do ESPN. Okay, now I have been getting that issue on OnePlus 3, just with the ESPN app. For some reason, won't load. So I do have the same version of ESPN on both these. Not sure why that's the case, but let's try again. Yeah, so worth pointing out, not sure why that's the case. Let's see. Alright, so we'll just go to Asphalt 8 next. So just in terms of some other specs, the OnePlus 3 has an 8 megapixel front-facing camera versus 13. Personally, I think that both the cameras are definitely better on X Performance. Rear-facing on X Performance is 23 versus 16, although this does have OIS. Alright, so faster there on the X Performance. And then, okay, a few more. Let's do eBay. Faster on OnePlus 3, but not by much. Photos. Again, faster on OnePlus 3. Alright, so I want to do fingerprint scanner test. Gonna go to Chrome and camera. So excuse me. So I can't get both these on the same resolution, but do have this on the maximum for 16:9. And then this is just 16:9, so obviously X Performance operating at a higher resolution, but we'll see how I do. Alright, so obviously OnePlus 3, a little quicker taking pictures. Again, guys, this not a big deal in terms of speed. Rather, this is just in terms of speed. Personally, I do prefer the camera on the X Performance, but OnePlus 3 does win in terms of speed. Alright, let's go into Chrome. Alright, so again, faster on OnePlus 3. Let's go to CNN. Faster here on OnePlus 3. Let's do IGN. Alright, so pretty close, but again, faster on OnePlus 3. Let's do Nintendo. Yeah, so guys, both these do have a Snapdragon 820, but the OnePlus 3 does have twice as much RAM, 60 gigabytes versus 3. Alright, so faster on the X Performance. We'll do one more to Yahoo. Alright, so a little faster on the X Performance. Overall, I think it's about a draw. Just in terms of web browsing. And then let's look at fingerprint scanner. Let's close out everything first. Alright, so it's different how you use both fingerprint scanners. As I mentioned, just set up the one on the X Performance again because I did take it off earlier. Let's see how they go. Now the way you do it is a little different on both the phones. Oops, forgot to do it there on the X Performance. It's a little bit different motion. So on the X Performance, since this does have a button right here, you have to actually press on the button and then you leave your finger on for about a second and it should go through. And on OnePlus 3, you simply just tap right here. You don't even have to hold down on it. Don't have to press it, just place your finger on it. And honestly guys, OnePlus 3, this fingerprint scanner, this is the best fingerprint scanner on the market. Out of all the phones I've owned, this one is the best. Lightning fast, extremely simple. Works almost all the time. Now I'll just show you, like, just do a random finger. Won't work. Now the X Performance is definitely a step up over the Z5. But it's just not as good. Not as quick. Still very accurate. Gets it almost 100% of the time. But there are sometimes, like you see here. Now, you have to kind of like position your finger a little bit. So like here, you see sometimes it's struggling a little bit with it. And again, I did just reset this up again. Did it really quickly, but I think it's pretty clear the OnePlus 3 fingerprint scanner is better. I mean, you can't, you can't beat that. All right, then let's have a look at the sound. All right, so we're just gonna play you some samples on here. Not the same exact tune, but you should get the point. So the OnePlus 3 is a little bit louder, although the quality is not as good. So you just have the speaker one at the bottom here. And then on the X Performance, you have dual front-facing speakers. So I guess it really depends on your preference. I guess for some people, you're just using it for an alarm or whatever, so quality may not be as important. But again, quality is better on the X Performance. And then just looking at some specs I haven't covered yet. So I think I did mention it, but if I didn't, let me just say it again. Both have a Snapdragon 820, although the OnePlus 3 has 6 GB of RAM versus 3 on the X Performance. I do think that overall the OnePlus 3 did win this test, although I think that the X Performance did pretty well. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, the X Performance does cost $600, and the OnePlus 3 costs around $400, so I would get the X Performance. As I mentioned, so there's certain things that the X Performance does better. Front-facing camera is better, rear-facing camera is better. Does have waterproofing, does have micro SD card support. Waterproofing and micro SD card support are not on OnePlus 3, for example. So just to name a few. But if you're more into gaming, if you're more into performance, then OnePlus 3 might be a better option. So just rounding off the list here, let's see. So 64 GB internal storage versus either 32 or 64, and you do have micro SD card support on the X Performance. The battery on the OnePlus 3 is 3000 mAh versus 2700. Let's see, I think that mostly covers it. Again, price around 600 versus 400, so 50% higher price on the X Performance. Again, guys, really comes down to preference. There's no denying that the OnePlus 3 is definitely a great deal. Excellent value for your money. If you're more into like cameras, if you're more into doing selfies, taking videos, all that, and also if you want some features like waterproofing. So for me, for example, I do a lot of pictures, I do a lot of videos, do a lot of it outdoors, like doing it when it's raining, like taking underwater pictures, all that. So personally, I do prefer the X Performance. But if you're the type of person who's more into performance, if you're more into gaming, things like that, then I think that the OnePlus 3 might be right for you. Again, guys, it really comes down to preference. I do think that both these are excellent phones. Can't go wrong either way. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you're not already because I have a lot more videos like this. Let me know what video you want to see next. And thanks again for watching.